Hello, welcome to Modern Day Deborah, Voice for the Voiceless. My name is Michelle, and in tonight's video, I want to talk about what you need to know before you marry him. Just to give you a little bit of background about me, in case you haven't read my bio in the About section of my channel, I am a victim advocate. I have been so um, for about 20 years, going on 22 years actually. April will be 22 years. And I work with victims of domestic violence. I work with victims of all crimes, but the majority of the victims are victims of domestic violence. And I work with male victims as well as female victims. But tonight, I want to talk to the ladies. I need y'all to understand something. If a man is abusive to you before y'all get married, it's not going to change after you marry him. He's not going to magically stop abusing you after y'all get married. It's not going to change anything. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to get worse because domestic violence escalates. In most cases, it's going to get worse, sis. Because now, in his mind, he has legalized his control over you. If he's calling you out your name, putting you down, destroying your property, physically abusing you, emotionally abusing you, gaslighting, making you think you crazy, making you think, making you question your own reality. If he's doing, lying, cheating, whatever he's doing before y'all get married, marrying him is not going to magically stop it or change it. And like I said, in most cases, it gets worse. And cheating, infidelity, that's a form of emotional abuse. It's specifically when it's happening repeatedly. And you think that the last time was the last time because every time it happened, he promised you it ain't going to ever happen again. It is psychologically damaging. You know, and maybe your family members, your friends, your coworkers, all, they've seen, this relationship that you're in. They know that you're being abused. They done told you that you need to leave that relationship. You need to leave, leave him alone. Don't marry him. And you still thinking, wishing, hoping, praying that he's going to change. And I'm not saying that people can't change. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that he can't change. But what I am saying is he's going to have to first come to an understanding that he needs to change. That he has a problem, a behavior problem. And most abusers don't think they have a problem. As a matter of fact, they think you are the problem. Because you make them mad. And if you didn't make him mad, then he wouldn't have to hit you. And if you do what he tell you to do, then he won't have to hit you. Yeah, like y'all know, like Ike Turner, eat the cake anime. In his mind, he don't have a problem. You the problem. Check the pattern. If he was abusive when y'all were dating and, abusive after y'all got engaged, it's not going to change after you marry him. And like I said, in most cases, it gets worse. And, it doesn't just affect the person that's being abused. I mean, if there's children, if between the two of you, it's affecting the children too. It's affecting the family members too. They walking on eggshells too, just like you. Especially when they know he's physically abusive. They walking on eggshells just like you walk on eggshells. When you around him, you got to be careful. Everything you say, everything you do. Don't want to make him mad. Don't want to get him upset. That ain't no way to live, sis. That ain't no way to live. And it ain't going to change after you marry him. I just need y'all to understand that. And I say it because I have seen it. I have seen it time and time again. It's, I mean, and I know a lot of times, people say, oh, well, women stay in that kind of relationship because they need to know their self worth. They don't know. I mean, maybe she don't know what that looked like. Maybe she doesn't know what self worth even looks like. Because, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of victims that I work with, they say, you know, they watch their mom get abused, and so that them being in that kind of relationship was normal to them. So we can't judge when somebody's in an abusive relationship. I have worked with victims from all walks of life, every shape, size, and color, every type of all different types of professions. The domestic violence does not discriminate. It happens across the board. And it is, it unfortunately is happening every day. I mean, women are getting abused every day and men too. I work with male victims, but like I said, tonight I'm talking to women. I just need you to understand that he's not going to magically change after you marry him. Like I said, she probably don't even know what it looks like to be in a healthy relationship. And she's a product of her environment, and he probably is too. Maybe the men in his family, that's what they do. They abuse women. And that's what he learned. We are products of our environment. She learned, just like she learned, that you stay and stick it out. Because that's what her mom did. And probably her mom before her. So we can't judge. I mean, if you watching this video and you saying, I don't understand how women stay and ain't no man for to put his hands on me, okay. But is he yelling at you, calling you out your name, you know, abusing you economically, sexually, psychologically, spiritually? I mean, there's all different types of abuse. It's not just physical. And I guarantee you, if you did some type of survey with the women in her family, it's probably a good majority of them have experienced some form of abuse because it is a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle. And sometimes, in some cases, maybe even a generational curse. Um, I have worked with women who have gotten beaten, severely beaten on the honeymoon. On the honeymoon, sis. He didn't even wait until after the honeymoon. But and a lot of times that's the first time he's gonna show his true colors. Because trust me, they know this ain't their first rodeo now. They know how to charm you and treat you good and have you thinking they just the best thing since sliced bread. And they will have you hooked. Because what woman don't want to be treated, like a queen? But you got to check the pattern. I'm going to do another video about the warning signs so that you don't end up in a relationship like this, period. When you see the warning signs coming, you see the red flags, you can be like, no, I already, I remember hearing about this here red flag. Because, in a lot of cases, it's just lack of education. Because a lot of people don't understand what abuse is, what it looks like. If it ain't physical and there ain't no bruises, they don't really think that, it's abuse. Oh, I'm okay. I'm all right. He didn't hit me. And to be quite honest with you, the emotional abuse, I mean, man, the bruises go away, but that emotional abuse, it will last a lifetime if you don't get some help. It will damage you psychologically, emotionally, and physically because, it will manifest in your body physically. if you don't get help. And like I said, it affects more than just, the woman who's being abused. It affects those children. And the longer you stay in that relationship, the harder it is to get out. The longer you stay in an abusive relationship, the harder it is to get out. Specifically, if you have children, because he will use those children to continue to have some type of, control over your life, to be nasty, manipulative, you know, despite the emotional damage that it's doing to those children, just to hurt you and to be spiteful to you. Especially if you made up your mind that I don't have to tolerate this. Understand that. I need you to understand that if it's happening before y'all get married, it's not going to magically stop. He's not going to magically change after y'all get married. If you're watching this video and you are in an abusive relationship, understand that if you do decide to leave, and I pray that you do, if you do decide to leave, that is the most dangerous time. So please make sure that you contact a victim advocate in your area that can help you put together a safety plan so that you or you and your kids can leave safely. Most police departments, sheriff departments, women's centers, domestic violence shelters all have victim advocates. If you don't know where to go in your area, contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. 1-800-799-7233. They have victim advocates on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that can help you. They can counsel with you. They can tell you where to go in your area to get help. But if you are in immediate danger, call 911. I just want to, I just need y'all to notice that, if it's happening before you marry him, it's going to happen after you marry him. He's not going to magically change. And I have seen it so many times. If you're watching this video and something I said, and I pray that something I said in this video has helped somebody. But if you don't need the information, like it, share it, so that, somebody else that may need to get it can get it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it if you did. And then hit that notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I drop a new video. Remember to guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life. I'll see you in the next video.